The crosshairs trembled in the icy Stalingrad wind. Through the scope, a German officer adjusted his helmet, unaware that death was already calculating him. 300 meters away, hidden inside the ruins of a collapsed apartment building, a young woman exhaled slowly and pressed the trigger. He fell instantly. She didn't celebrate. She never did. At just 24 years old, Lyudmila Pavlichenko had already become a living nightmare for the Nazi army. A sniper so precise, so relentless, that German commanders warned their soldiers, if she sees you first, you're already dead. In only 18 months, she sent 309 enemy soldiers to their graves, becoming the deadliest female sniper in human history. But after the war, they tried to erase her name. Not the Nazis, her own country. For decades, the world nearly forgot the woman the Nazis feared more than any soldier. This is her story and the truth they never wanted you to know. The Eastern Front had turned into a slaughterhouse. Hitler's Operation Barbarossa unleashed nearly 3 million German troops into Soviet territory, destroying defenses and burning entire cities. Panic consumed the population. Stalin's army fractured, reformed, and fractured again under the pressure. In this chaos, the Soviets needed more than soldiers. They needed specialists. They needed snipers, people who could turn a single bullet into a strategic advantage. What they got was something far more dangerous. Women who refused to surrender, who had lost everything, and who were ready to fight with icy precision. Among them was Lyudmila. She was born in 1916 in Ukraine, raised by a strict teacher mother and a disciplined factory worker father. From childhood, she was quiet, observant, unnervingly patient. She could sit perfectly still for hours watching birds. Then, without warning, snap into fierce competitiveness during school contests. She devoured military history as if preparing for a test nobody else knew was coming. At 14, she joined a shooting club. Her instructor, a veteran of the Russian Civil War, realized immediately she didn't flinch. She didn't hesitate. She didn't miss twice. By 18, she studied history at Kiev University while training with the paramilitary Osovyakin program. Professors remembered her as brilliant but restless, like she was waiting for something catastrophic to test her. On June 22, 1941, that test arrived. German bombers appeared in the sky over Kiev. Air raid sirens wailed. While thousands fled, Lyudmila walked straight to a recruitment office and said, "I want to be a sniper." They laughed. A woman, a university student, Lyudmila answered by presenting her certificates and challenging 3 soldiers to a shooting contest. She outshot every one of them. The laughter died. 2 weeks later, she was holding a Mosin-Nagant rifle in Odessa, beginning the most brutal training of her life. They broke her down psychologically, then rebuilt her into something terrifyingly efficient. Her first confirmed elimination came during the siege of Odessa. A German machine gunner terrorized Soviet infantry from a hidden nest. She watched him for 20 minutes, mapping his movements, waiting for wind and breath to align. When she fired, the bullet entered just above his left ear. Lyudmila had crossed a threshold, one she would never return from. Sevastopol became her hunting ground. For 250 days, she moved through ruins like a ghost, sometimes lying still for 20 hours, waiting for a single shot. Each morning, she scanned the terrain, studied German officers, tracked their routines, predicted reactions, calculated temperature, distance, wind. When everything aligned, she pulled the trigger with absolute calm. Her count climbed: 36, 187, 309. German commanders deployed elite counter-snipers just to hunt her, and she hunted them instead. One duel lasted 3 days. He was precise, patient, lethal. But on the 3rd morning, she saw the faint reflection of a scope. 1 bullet, 410 meters, game over. Her reputation grew so fast that German loudspeakers broadcast pleas for her to surrender, offering luxury and safety. She ignored them. Every shot reaffirmed who she had become, the deadliest woman on the Eastern Front. But as her fame grew, so did discomfort among Soviet officers. When she was evacuated due to shrapnel injuries, she was sent to the United States and Britain to rally support. There, she became an international sensation. American newspapers called her the most deadly woman alive. Crowds cheered her. Eleanor Roosevelt personally befriended her, but this made Soviet officials nervous. A hero they couldn't fully control was a problem. When Lyudmila returned home, the erasure began. Her 309 confirmed kills were questioned. Her reports were labeled exudations. Male officers she trained were promoted. She wasn't. Her requests to return to combat were denied for her safety. But the truth was simpler. Her existence challenged the post-war narrative of masculine Soviet heroism. Her story was too powerful, too independent, too female. So military bureaucrats minimized her role. Historians omitted her from books. Files were buried. She was slowly erased. Her most dangerous mission happened near the end of a German general was directing artillery from a church tower 600 meters away. The longest shot she would ever attempt. For 2 days, Lyudmila studied him, timing, wind, smoke, shadows. On the third day, she had a 4-second window. She inhaled, exhaled, fired. 2 seconds later, he collapsed. German artillery immediately descended into confusion. But her muzzle flash was spotted. Mortar obliterated her position. Machine gun fire shredded the ruins. She escaped through tunnels just before the building collapsed. After the war, Lyudmila suffered silently from nightmares and PTSD. The world celebrated her publicly, but silenced her privately. Only decades later did historians uncover the truth buried beneath propaganda. Her shots, once dismissed, were confirmed by modern ballistics experts as nearly impossible. Military academies now study her techniques. Her name resurfaced in archives once sealed away. She was not a myth. She was not propaganda. She was the most lethal woman in the deadliest war in human history. Lyudmila Pavlichenko died in 1974, carrying memories of 309 faces she had seen through a scope. They tried to erase her name, but history refused, and her story survives for one reason: because courage, like hers, can never be buried.